Greetings, my dear friends. I'm here today for our thought for the day, and I've been thinking about the impact of the coronavirus. It has had a great impact on our system of life, and that is, it has affected every aspect of being human. When we look at it, social, political, religious, economic, every aspect of being human has been affected by this virus. And I think it has left many people with more questions than answers. It is at this time that people would want to hear some answers about everything about being human. But usually, there are no answers. There are no immediate answers to why this and that. But I think if we begin to look at this experience in the light of Christ, it begins to make more sense. If people are helped to begin to look at this experience in the light of the gospel, it will begin to shed some light in our lives. It will begin maybe to help other people to appreciate a lot more about life than we might have before. And so, in order for people to begin to understand this or to look at this differently, especially in the light of the gospel, they need to hear the message of the good news. They need to have the message of the good news brought to their doorstep. And I think it is at this time, my dear friends, and no other time, but more so at this time, that people need to hear of the good news. They need to hear more about the person of Christ. They need to hear more about God. It is at this time. I think of the time when Jesus sent out his disciples and he said, gave them a mandate. Go, make disciples of all nations. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations. It is a mandate that still resonates with us. It is that mandate which still is given to all of us today. And when Jesus sends us to preach the good news, there are no limits. There are no borders. It is not to some, but it is to everyone. It is God wanting people to know more about him. So it is our responsibility, my dear friends, you and me, to take out the message of the good news to people, to everyone, to everywhere. It is our mandate. If we are having to build God's kingdom here on earth, the church, we must begin to work towards bringing the good news to the people. And so, my dear friends, the question is, would you give it a second thought about being the bearer of the good news? Can you give it a second thought? Can you give it a chance to be the bearer of the good news?